Tony D and Little Joan just off camera, and this is a screenwriter's rant on the Suicide Squad. Isekai? Isekai? It's Japanese anime Suicide Squad. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Heart in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 13, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. I don't know what a Zakai is. I think it's a otherworldly place, some kind of fantasy realm. And I think some Japanese animators got the rights to the Suicide Squad. So it looks like Amanda Waller sends the Suicide Squad to this world where they kill a bunch of fantastical beasts. So there's Harley and Shark Guy, I forget his name, Deadshot. It's all the characters from the movie, it appears, and the Joker's in it. I'm not sure if he goes on the mission, but he's definitely in it. Clayface is in it, and I'm not sure who the guy in the hood was, but it's a series, so they might all be in it. Director Eri Osada, screenplay Tapai Nagatsuki and Iju Umahara. So yeah. So if you can't get enough of Suicide Squad, and Peacemaker's also in it, I saw him. If you can't get enough of Suicide Squad and anime, this is probably right up your alley. I mean, if you love fan fiction, that's essentially what I think this is. Now, because the Japanese are doing it, I would give it a little bit more credit because they do amazing cartoons. But, you know, they're going to do... It looks like they're putting their own spin on the Suicide Squad, which could be better. It could be a marginal improvement to something like that Harley Quinn cartoon where it's just full of identity politics. There's Clayface. At least he's picking slightly more interesting characters. I'm not sure if that's Croc. Could be. That's definitely Amanda Waller. So, not sure who that is. Could be Scarecrow. It's a little muscle, little bit too muscly for Scarecrow though. So would I watch it? Nah, I'm not watching this. First off, it's too crazily. There's too much crazy amounts of action in it. I can't even follow the dialogue in the trailer. I can't imagine trying to follow it in the show. It's a show, by the way. I'm just so sick of the Suicide Squad and all the superhero comics. They're just beating a dead horse at this point. I would watch maybe one episode just to see their take on it a little bit, but I can't say that I could be a fan of this. I like some anime, some of it's okay. This doesn't look like the kind I would like. I do like Cowboy Bebop. That's different though. It's very different from something like this, I think. And the animation looks okay. The designs look cool. But again, Harley Quinn, not a good character, not a good person. Not interested in following her. I'd like to see her in the mix when Batman's there to put her in her place and to some extent the Joker. But, you know, these characters, you want to talk about beating a dead horse, man. The horse is dead. They're not beating a dead horse. They're beating a horse skeleton at this point. Again, there's only so much you can do with characters. And if you decide... they didn't really decide, but it just ended up that, you know, DC Comics owns all these characters, Marvel Comics owns all these characters, and if they want to have, you know, these characters continue for the next 100 years or 50 years or whatever, they really have to design them in a different way. You can't keep, you know, Marvel, when it first came out, they were the company that kind of move the characters forward. DC started, they were more iconic, but Marvel then changed the game a little bit when they came out to make it more soap opera. And you can create a kind of feeling of soap opera events, but you have to move your focus on the characters in a certain direction. And the one thing you can't do is you can't hyper focus on the main hero. You know, you can't give Spider-Man, Batman, other normal characters sons and daughters and marriages and all these things that imply age. You really have to stay away from those kinds of stories. Yes, they're big stories, and some of them are even okay, but if you want to have a character last for 30, 40 years, you have to stay away from those stories in the regular continuity. It's fine to do fantasy stories. You know, The Simpsons stays trapped in their age brackets, and it's perfectly fine. They do future stories with Bart and Lisa and other characters. It's totally fine. Because they can always come back to the status quo. When you do it in a continuity in a comic, you're not really moving forward. You have to understand there has to be a status quo, which is why I've always contend, you know, the last really good Batman comic was the animated series for me. I mean, it was based on the cartoon, and the characters were mostly static. That's what the comics should be doing. That's what shows like this should probably do. And the movies. The movies should try to do that as well. Unfortunately, the egos in Hollywood won't allow them. They just do whatever they want. Whoever's in power, you know, moves the needle. Whether it's an actor, a director, it's very rarely a writer, studio people, whomever. But there's no one looking, you know, on the big picture, and that's why Disney's in so much trouble now. I think that's why Marvel and DC, as comic book companies, you know, they're way past making money. Like, I don't think either one of the companies as an entity by itself has made money in many, many years, which means they're very much in danger of just being shut down at any moment. The larger corporations that owns them just considers them a division. Whether or not they're worth having, at the end of all this, I say no. At the end of all this hubbub, when they've squeezed every movie they possibly and TV show they possibly can out of the comics, why have the division? Why incur all that expense, especially now when things are getting so tight? Why not shut down the comic book company, license the characters out, let it be somebody else's headache, and make a steady amount of money? It seems the way to go. You license it out, you outsource it to someone else. It's the final stage for these characters. You know, when somebody's licensing out Harley just to cross her over with their characters to eat away at their audience, to bring it to their other character, whatever it is. You know, that's what I would do if I had that kind of money with the Pineys and I was doing comics with it. I would completely cross them. If I had the opportunity to cross over with DC or Marvel Comics, oh yeah, sure, I'd do that. I'd take out that license like that. The purpose would be to eat away at their audience and bring them to my audience. You know, so with the creators mostly long gone, Marvel and DC it's just a machine, you know. And sure, one handful of guys, they're talented, they fall in there, maybe they make their bones, but everybody's looking to get out, because unless you have a regime at Marvel and DC, or even in any of the cartoon divisions, that's willing to do some quality work, to really buckle down and do the real work, you know, you're not going to get anything good. Is this good? I mean, it looks marginally better than the Harley Quinn cartoon, I'll say. It's hard to tell it's Japanese. It looks like every other Japanese cartoon I've seen. A lot of martial arts, a lot of squeaky girl voices, music, and Japanese dialogue that kind of goes by me, and I'm desperately trying to read the subtitles. But I gotta say, One Punch Man's more interesting to me, and I'm not a super fan of anime. This looks okay. I think for the DC fans, it'll be something different. For the anime fans, it'll be kind of the usual, kind of like a par for the course for them. Um, would I watch it again? I would just watch maybe the first episode. Let's see if there's a write up here. I don't think so. Supervillain sent to Isekai. Isekai, the most dangerous and bizarre fantasy adventure unveiled. Yeah, so it must be some sort of fantasy world that I'm unaware of. Is it part of another anime? Is it part of a game? Um, so, I mean, it could be fun. I like that aspect of it. So maybe I'd watch it then. I don't know. I definitely would. Okay, I would definitely check out one episode to see what that world is and how it works. I wonder what this is going to be on, though. I wonder if this is going to be on Max? I don't know. Begins in 2024. Subscribe to DC, it says. Maybe it's going to be on DC Comics Online? Maybe. Weird. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan, just off camera. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. I will be at the Cedar Bridge Tavern down in the Pines tomorrow, Saturday, from 12 to 5 for the reenactment of the last battle of the American Revolution, which featured Bloody John Bacon, who's in book 6 of the Pineys. So this is like going to going to a part of my own own world. It's kind of interesting. I'm very excited to learn more about Bloody John Bacon. I'm sure I got some of the stuff wrong, but so 12 to 5 for that. Then at 6 o'clock, there's a night market in Laurel Springs, New Jersey. I'm going to be driving back from the Pines trying to get to it. I'll probably be late, but I think I'll be able to get in time. Depends on when I get out of there. Then on Sunday from 9 to 11, I'll be at Valari's, probably in Sicklerville, New Jersey. We may get rained out, but it's looking more like the rain's going to push off until after that. So hope to see you there, and we'll see you